Hello, non-sports fans and some sports fans. My name's John, and I'm here today with Coach Mairo. Happy Halloween, Coach Mairo.
Right back at you, tough guy.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So this is Sports Poser, the show for people that don't typically watch sports, that want to get up to speed for those sports conversations during the week. So without further ado, let's say we start off with what I think is the single most important sporting event of the past weekend, the Broncos beating the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah, I watched that game. Asterisk on that one. Patrick Mahomes had the flu. But I mean, they hadn't beat him since 2015, and that's I think 16 games in a row, which is that's insane. So good for the Broncos. They're now actually 3-4, so they're not even the worst team anymore. So after getting clubbed by the Dolphins 70-20, they've come back nicely. So good for them.
Yes, maybe we're gelling here. Who knows? That'd be good. Yeah. All right. Well, much ado about Brock Purdy's loss last week, but doesn't sound like it got any better this week.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant, the last player picked in the draft, had a nice run, and he has now lost 3 games in a row. I mean, granted, their defense is not playing well. They've got some injuries, but that's pretty much the case with all teams. Did we actually mention that this is a Halloween edition? That's why I'm, looking like such an idiot. You're not wearing anything. Well, I thought you texted me like, should we do costumes? I was like, yeah. And then I spent a lot of time on this, and you're just coming in with your what is that, denim?
Yeah. So it's a chambray. Thank you.
Anyway, so yeah, Purdy is on the way down. Purdy Mouth is on the way down. And
do you think he got a girlfriend? What do you think happened? What did it?
It's so weird, right? But then Joe Burrow, who they played, he's been terrible, but he had a calf injury that I think he's healthy now. So it's a lot of it is health in the NFL. A lot of injuries can affect outcomes big time.
Well, speaking of a picture of health, Bill Belichick, what's the scoop there? Tua.
Thought the Patriots might come make a little run, but Tua and the Dolphins beat him pretty easily in Miami, and Tua's 6-0 versus Belichick. And I looked, and only the most anyone ever beat him, I think, is Peyton Manning, and a couple other guys beat him 5 times. Tua's 6-0 and is only played him 6 times. So yeah, he owns Belichick, which I would never have predicted that, but that's interesting. Yeah. So now the shoe's on the other foot. The Dolphins are now the bully, and the Patriots are lucky to get a win.
Yeah, we'll see how Dolphins fans size up against Patriots fans just in all-time bad behavior or whatnot.
We'll see next week. Next week, the game of the week is the Chiefs versus the Dolphins in Frankfurt, Germany. So if you want to imitate it and do a German accent for the people out there, that'd be great.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Uns weins drei Sumpfa.
Very good. All right. So how about the usual cast of characters? Who looks good in I guess the NFC East or NFC, I guess all of the NFC.
Yeah, the NFC, there's 4 teams that have a chance right now. And everybody else is, I would say, garbage. Maybe not garbage, but not favorites. Eagles, Lions, Cowboys, 49ers. Those 4 teams. One of those 4 teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
It's going to be the Lions.
I hope so. One of the only 5, there's only 5 teams that have never made a Super Bowl, and Lions are one of them.
We'll see if the Lions, Jags, Super Bowl gets the same ratings as the World Series is currently. That would be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, we'll discuss that a little bit later.
All right. How about the AFC? What's that look like? Who's still surviving over there?
Wide open, really wide open. The AFC, just like we predicted, is very competitive. You got the Ravens, the Chiefs, Bills, the Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Jags. Any one of those 6 teams could win. So there's 10 teams in the NFL right now that I feel can make the Super Bowl. Everybody else is looking on the outside, looking in.
Too early for a prediction?
I like the Eagles, man. They're just tough. They got that tush-push garbage, and they have a great quarterback, and they're the defending NFC champions, so they look tough. And then I'm going to go with I feel like it's going to be a Chiefs-Eagles rematch. I really do. I don't know why, but it's hard for me to bet against Patrick Mahomes. The dude does it every single week.
Yeah, well, get well, Patrick.
Except last week.
All right. What is scorigami?
Yeah, I'm surprised you never heard of this. This is when a score happens in an NFL game that has never occurred before. So the only reason I heard it was I heard that the 43-20 game, the Cowboys and the Rams was never done before. And so that was like the first NFL final score of that number ever. And they call it scoregami. So I feel like someone like you would probably find that the most interesting.
It's a cool term. I like it. I'm going to use it every day.
Scoregami. Oh my God, they've never had that score before. You guys will all get, it'll be like a big thing on the show. We'll like talk about it.
All right. So our hometown, Madison, Connecticut, is not generally known for producing great sports stars other than Chris Hevesy. Who who is Will Levis? What's the story here?
Will Levis is drafted this year. He's a rookie and he played football at Xavier High in Madison. And by the way, right across the street from my house where I grew up, he went to Country Day School. So Will Levis is a Connecticut homegrowner that has had 4 touchdown passes last week out of nowhere. So we'll see where that goes.
Wow. So maybe a classmate of Chuck Pop Drop Violesi, you think? I don't know.
Or
Maybe.
a shout out to Kevin Schroeder, one of our 93 subscribers. We're almost at 100. Come on,
Shrugs.
guys, we can do this.
We're getting there. We just picked up some Madison votes right there.
Absolutely. Huge.
All right. So you went to a game this weekend.
Yeah, Virginia Tech versus Syracuse. And if you've never been to a Virginia Tech game, it's freaking awesome. You had paratroopers coming in, flags, military, and then Enter Sandman from Metallica. It's the best opening in college sports. I highly recommend you Google it at least to feel the energy that comes out of that stadium. And usually they lose, but they beat the crap out of Syracuse. So that was pretty nice for me to see that. I'm used to losing, so it's nice to get a win every now and then.
Nice. So what else is going on in the NCAAs?
Oh, so this is great. 5 teams right now are undefeated. 4 teams make the playoffs. So we're looking for some controversy. Somebody's going to go undefeated and possibly not make the playoffs and have not a chance to win the national championship. But next year, 2024, it expands from 4 to 12. I don't know if people understand this, but all of a sudden 12 playoff teams makes it more of an NCAA March Madness kind of thing, where if you're pretty good before, like James Madison is undefeated in Virginia, they're 8-0. They're never going to make a playoff with 4 teams, but with 12, they might have a chance. And then all of a sudden, a school like that has a chance to be a national championship in college football. That brings so many more people to the table and more interested that you won't believe how much this will change the sport.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I mean, the whole bowl game thing never made sense to me, where it's just like you kind of get picked or score weighted or whatever. It's actually cool to see some type of playoff come into play.
Yeah, no doubt. They used to vote the national champion in. So we've come a long way from that, which is nice. It's really smart for the NCAA to do that. They recognize what the fans want, which is opposite of what baseball does.
Which is not voting so well, at least from a viewer's perspective, right? From a fan perspective.
Well, the baseball part of it, Texas is up over the Diamondbacks 2-1. Texas is 8-0 on the road. They haven't lost on the road in the entire postseason, which is insane. But like I predicted, what did I tell you about this series?
You said no one was going to watch this series.
It is the least watched World Series games in recorded history since 1969. So we were born in
like doubled since then. How's that possible?
I'm born in 1969, and I know I'm old, so this is an old record here. And so we were looking at some of the stats. So, like in 2001, when the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees, which is one of my favorite games ever, is that 40 million people watched that Game 7. We had 9 million people watch this one, and our population is way high. Baseball is in trouble. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's spooky for Halloween.
Spooky.
Nice
word. Nice job.
Like, all right, my friend. Anything else to wrap up, or are we pretty much good? I think we covered a lot.
No, and I just speaking of being born in 1969, look at this little trick.
Oh wow, very nice. Never knew. That's impressive. Yeah. Very good. So you could still see through the Ray-Bans. That's good.
That's right. These are my dad's shooting glasses.
In the basement.
He used to shoot skeet. He's a trap shooter.
Fantastic.
Hey. Oh!
Very good. Nice. Well, they work great in the coach's costume thing. They're perfect.
I think so too. All right. Well, we'll see a game start up again soon. So I'll get ready.
Sounds good, brother. All right. Have a great week, and I will see you next week to do this again.
Yeah, this would be so nice.
Wouldn't that be good if you had that much hair? I was impressed. Yeah.
If I close my eyes and touch it, it almost feels real.
Yeah. Let's not take that out of context.
Yeah, I thought you might as soon as I said
it. Thank you. All right. See you next week, everybody. I got to go move some metal. How about you?
I sell metal as well. So if you really think about it, guys like us really make America run.
America's built by guys like us.
America is built by men like us.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Perfect. Adios.